Hello, everyone, and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, we find ourselves on the sand-swept dunes of Arabia to witness a match between Temo, our red Sicilian, and El Matador, our blue Teuton. Now, while the players explore their immediate surroundings, gather their herdables, and look to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at our Civ matchup. Sicilians, agree, disagree. In my opinion, this is an economic powerhouse of a civilization. I say that for a number of reasons. First, they start the game with extra stone, so 300 instead of the usual 200, which doesn't really mean much until you also remember that they build town centers twice as fast as every other civ. So they can put these structures up in half the time that any other civ can. Now, one of the coolest features about the Sicilians is their farm upgrades. Now, you might say, farm upgrades, cool. These are words that don't belong in the same sentence. To which I would say a fully upgraded Sicilian farm in Imperial will give you more than 900 food. Now, why is that relevant? Because farms require wood to replant them, or whatever the appropriate terminology, reseed them once they run out of food. If you've got 900 food compared to your opponent's 500, 400, whatever your opponent has, you are reseeding, replanting your farm far less frequently, which means you need a lot less of these guys, these lumberjacks, getting and gathering wood for you. Now, the fewer lumberjacks you have, the more space at the end of the game that you have for military. So a little bit of an indirect side effect. That's why I say it's a very cool upgrade, because having better farms gives you much more room for military. Speaking of military, Sicilian units take, I think, a third less damage from any kind of bonus attack. Plus, their Nightline can get upgraded to give them extra armor. So, overall, a fairly mediocre military grab bag for the Sicilians. However, their unique unit, the Sergeant, I think makes up for it. It's a overall pretty average infantry unit, but it does have two very cool features. First of all, it's the only unique unit that can be built by a civ in feudal age and not in castle. And second, it can construct the unique structure of the Sicilians, which is the donjon. Now, like the Poles, like the Bulgarians, Sicilians have a structure that is unique to them, and similar to the Bulgarian Krepost, the donjon replaces the tower line and is I would consider it, let's call it a mini castle. Starting in Castle Age, though, unlike a Krepost, unlike a tower, it automatically starts firing additional arrows, all the way up to 3 in Imperial. Plus, you can build sergeants out of it. This is a lot of villagers on wood. As I'm saying, I'm distracting myself. Anyway, so donjon, super cool to see, and it gives the Sicilians the ability to build their unique unit in feudal age. Now, as a Sicilian, if you can get to Imperial, I would highly recommend you build at least 5 town centers. Now, the reason I say that is because one of the cool techs of the Sicilians, upgrade bonus, whatever you want to call it, is that they can actually call a crusade. Now, when they call a crusade, what happens is each one of these town centers spawns 7 sergeants, up to a maximum of 5 town centers. So you can automatically get 35 sergeants if you pay the price. I think it's not super expensive. I think 300 food, 600 gold, and you get 35 extra units, up to a maximum of 5. Now, enough about the Sicilians. Let's take a look at their opponent, the Teutons. One of my all-time favorite civs, comes with an entire grab bag of bonuses and upgrades. Towers, town centers, much more powerful. Now, while the Sicilians have more bountiful farms, the Teutons have cheaper farms. So they indirectly get the same kind of benefit of requiring fewer lumberjacks towards the end of the game. Their barracks, stable, and siege units all have extra melee armor, and their castles have 3 extra range. So overall, a very versatile civilization. Their unique unit, everyone knows, everyone loves, the Teutonic Knight. Super slow, but so powerful. I think might be the most powerful infantry unit in the game, not taking account, I guess, bonuses or civ. When you play a team game, you might get some civ bonuses that nullify that statement. But overall, if we put the Teutonic Knight against the Sergeant, The Teutonic Knight wins. Oh my god. As I was rambling on about Teutonic Knights, Temo deletes his town center, says the carpets can stay, the elephant carcass can stay, doesn't care that it still has 50 food on it, and he builds a town center. Wow. Okay, so he's doing a Persian rush. There's a different name for it that I'm not going to say on camera. Not as nice as saying a rush, but yeah, our Sicilian player, look at this. I guess he figures if he can trade town centers with El Matador, he'll be at an advantage because he has 100 extra stone to start the game. As I said, it doesn't seem like a very particularly useful bonus, but my god, it allows you to build an extra town center. So if you decide to rush like this, that being said, I mean, he's idling a lot of villagers. 10 villagers in here, 10 villagers in here. I'm surprised that our Teuton is only garrisoning 10. Like I said, they're stronger town centers. He can garrison up to 25 now. He is in feudal, though. Both players sitting at roughly the same villager count. Okay, he's repairing. Our Teuton player is also repairing. Okay, we're 10 minutes into the game, and I did not expect to see a town center rush out of our Red Sicilian. Let's see where this goes. Let's see what he has behind this in his original base. So he's got 4 on food. Yeah, okay, I wondered why he was putting 7 villagers at the start of the game on wood, and now I know. How many does our blue Teuton have? Our blue Teuton actually now has 8 on wood, so he's going to collect wood a lot quicker than our Red Sicilian, and let's see what happens here. I mean, both town centers have been repaired pretty much to full health. Our Teuton might be a little bit in trouble. I mean, 12 villagers in here. My god, look at the idle time. 12 idles for Teutons, 10 idles for the Sicilians. Is he going to commit to this? He's stealing his berries, and if you watch my videos, you know these lemon bushes are my absolute favorite. I love these blue butterflies that just float around. Makes the game what it is, in my opinion. For me, super enjoyable, super cute, super fun. And our Teuton player just says, you know what? Take the town center. I'm going to put 19 villagers on wood. And our Teutonic town center has paid the price, has fallen to the ground. Will he steal the ostrich? No, he's attacking the villager who's harvesting the ostrich. She's got 11 food, so she might need to drop that off somewhere. But where can she drop that off? Here? This is the last place. Okay, an exodus of villagers. Let's see where they go. My god, this is the... So far in my illustrious short casting career, this might be the most bonkers opening I've seen yet. I mean, I've seen pretty bonkers openings from players just by virtue of having watched so many casters and so many games throughout the years, but me personally, as a caster, I mean, if you told me we would see villagers fighting each other, where are these guys going? Oh my god, is he gonna completely base trade? I mean, he did scout. Let's take a look at Blue's scouting. He did see Red's base. I mean, kind of generally, he doesn't really need to see this patch in the middle. He sees a shit ton of gold. He sees the berries, the lemons, so he knows roughly where Red's base is. Is he just gonna come and build his own town center here? I mean, look at this. This is literally like a scene out of The Wheel of Time, the books, not the TV show, or I guess the TV show too, where the village, Eamon's Field, is defended against the Trolloc hordes by villagers. Although Red's not paying attention here, and he's not paying attention because Blue's building a town center in his base, in his face. He sees it by virtue of the structures. Let's see how he reacts. For now, he's gone up to 35 villagers to our Teutonic player, 24. Another lumber camp going down. He still has 11 on wood. He's got 500 wood, 200 stone, so he can build 2 more town centers. Let's see what he does. This might be a 3-hour game if if it starts this way and the players just say, you know what, LOL, let's switch it up. You know, people are tired of seeing the usual 1v1. Okay, now Blue is actually shooing Red's villagers away. Villager wars are so hard to micro as a player. I mean, when you have a military unit, for example, I'm going to use what's available on the screen, a scout, although given the weak HP, the weak attack, and the weak defense, I barely call this a military unit. However, it is the only one left on the field. Literally 0 other military units. If you leave them alone, they'll attack. Villagers, you have to micro incredibly well so that they attack specific units, because when they stop attacking, oh, here we go. Oh my god, another town center. Look at the bottom left of your screen. How fast, how incredibly fast this town center is going up. This is not a lot of villagers, only 8. And what did that take? Literally 7 or 8 seconds? And now he's being so annoying, is Temo. That's amazing. Good for him for putting on this kind of pressure, but I don't know that he can really take out the Teutonic player here with just this kind of town center rush. I mean, if this was Persian and you were doing the Persian rush and your town center had 4,800 HP, it was basically as tanky as a castle, that would be one thing. But I mean, your stone's gonna run out eventually. Is he gathering? So no, he's building farms. Okay, so Temo, by virtue of all the resources, all the micro, all the time, energy, and effort required to do the strategy that he's doing, is still in the Dark Age. We're now 20 minutes into the game, and our player with 2100 Elo is still in the Dark Age, which just goes to show you how much fun this game is, how versatile the play can be. I mean, I would not have expected this. Look at how much bigger it looks once it reaches feudal. I mean, it looks like it's towering over Temo's town center. And let's take a quick zoom out and see, because if you look at the mini map, everyone is everywhere. Villagers are going crazy. Finally, our Teutonic player has put out some military. Is he going to lose this second town center? I mean, he's repairing it with one villager who, for some reason, is in the line of fire. If our Teuton player decided to garrison. Both players, Baroque is a joke, except that Temo has enough resources, meaning wood, to build another town center. So, very interesting situation here. He's got to be careful, Temo does, with these villagers, because these archers are going to eventually snipe them. As I said, let's take a zoom out. We have a bunch of houses. We have a wood line here of 10 lumberjacks, unharassed. Temo's got farms. He's building houses. So he's completely relocated his entire base here. That being said, he is now flooding blue. He says, I like your archers. They're cute. They attack on a 5. I like the tickle that I feel when an arrow lands, but I'm going to send 9 villagers to just swamp these archers. And if you're not careful, I'm going to surround them. And here comes a 10th, slowly making her way over. Okay, these two. Interesting. He decides to lame the archery range by walling it so that no units produced can get out. And here we go. Viper Gate attempted. Viper Gate failed. And Temo is now hunting down archers, hunting down villagers. He is sitting at 44 villagers, only 4 idols. Our blue Teuton is sitting at 27 with 3 idols. So, despite the fact that he's in Dark Age compared to the Teutonic Feudal Age player, who, by the way, is broke, except for the wood that he himself is starting to gather, Temo is not in a bad position here. I like the positioning of this town center. He says, you know what, keep your town center here. I'm just going to relocate next to 2 piles of gold. I mean, he must have seen the gold. Yeah, he's seen the gold. These villagers still going on a run. I mean, technically, they're not idle. If you take a look at the top of your screen, Temo has 0 idle villagers. But is there really a difference between a villager that's just standing there and these guys? I mean, what are they doing? They're not gathering any resources. They're not laming any structures. They're not building any structures. They're basically useless. They're dead weight. Okay, so Temo, even though he's at 44 villagers, actually only has 37. But my god, 19 on wood. 15 for our blue Teuton, who managed to bring his goats over so that he can slaughter them in time for dinner. And now he's continuing to build archers. Temo's just going villager. Okay. I mean, what can he do? He's in dark. He can't really build anything else. I really would not recommend building militia here. Blue would do well to harass this a little bit. I mean, he's leaving Temo completely open. completely unharassed here. It would be nice for him if he could get a couple of kills and disrupt Temo's economy. But we're 25 minutes into the game, and our high elo player is still in feudal. Yeah, this is so much fun to watch. Who said you need military to win a game of Age of Empires? I mean, this is fantastic. And here come the archers, as I said. Finally, let's see if they can harass some of these villagers and annoy the hell out of Temo, because, yeah, Temo's rush strategy is fine. Oh god, they're falling left, right, and center. Temo's strategy is fine, but it leaves him exposed by virtue of not having any military. Market going up for our blue Teuton. Does he want to sell his wood? Does he want to go up to castle? Does he want to balance his economy? I have no idea. Let's see what he does. Okay, and now our Teuton player has possessed these farms, making sure that Temo can't get food out of them. Not that Temo cares. He is now running back south with his villagers. Okay. Both players stabilizing? If you can call this stabilizing. I mean, Temo's sitting on 38 villagers, 0 military. Our blue Teutonic player is sitting on far fewer villagers, but he's got 10 military. He's going up to 11 archers. Temo has to be careful here because there's only so much you can fit into this radius of his town center, right? These archers are not going to go into this radius, into this kill zone. They might accidentally or might go for one shot, but it's limited. You think you're covered here, but you really aren't, because look at this. They can stand from outside and lame the farms themselves. Another mini battle here between villagers. Another mini battle here between villagers and a lion. Temo is up to feudal. And what is he building? A blacksmith and an archery range and a stable. And a market. Maybe I should zoom out before I cast what's on my screen. That being said, will Matador even give him an opportunity? Yeah, our blue Teuton, take a look at the top left of your screen. 600 food, 125 gold. He is going up to castle. And now I'm starting to worry for our red Sicilian player. I mean, very cute, very cheeky strategy here with the town center to deny our Teuton player the ability to basically live. But yeah, as I say that, El Matador goes up to castle. I wonder if this is just going to be GG once he gets the castle. I mean, what can Temo do here? Now he's finally building military. He's got he's building a scout cavalry, which I don't like at all. But he is building 6 skirmishers. They'll get rid of these archers super quick. However, I mean, look at his resource at the top right of your screen. 50 food, 90 gold. He is light years away from going up to castle. So I wonder if the second our blue Teuton reaches castle and has all of the military that comes with castle, especially knights. I mean, crossbows, you can zone them out for a while with greater skirmisher numbers, but there's nothing that Temo can produce right now that'll stop knights from just ravishing his entire base. Yeah, I wonder if he had done a bit more damage, or if he had continued chasing El Matador, if he could have sustained a longer Dark Age / early Feudal Age attack. But for now, all of that is hypothetical. Let's see what happens in 30 seconds when our blue Teuton reaches Castle Age. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I suspect we're going to see a GG. Just because, again, look at the resources that Temo has. He's got nothing. He's got a decent amount of gold, I guess, for what he has. But literally, he's got 24 food. Another town center going down right to the north of his base. Yeah, okay. Wow, look at the peak APM of our blue Teuton player, 225. I mean, like and 176 for Temo isn't bad at all either. But when you have villagers fighting villagers, you have to micro them either individually or in small clumps, because like I said, the second the villagers kill a unit, they don't attack the next one. They just stop. They're not military units. They're not designed for attacking anything. So you have to micro them really well. Wow, what a weird, fun, fantastic game. And like I said, I've been only casting this game for about a month, but I've been watching this game for years. I've been playing it for years. I've seen town center rushes. I was not expecting one in this game, particularly against a player like the Teutons. I mean, their cheaper farms allow them to go up to castles super fast. So if you're going to rush them with town centers, if you're going to dislodge them from their carpeted base, you better make sure you're doing game-ending damage. Otherwise, you are falling way behind. And even though he had up, close to 50 villagers at one point, or maybe in the mid 40s, it didn't really matter because he needed those villagers to attack. So they weren't gathering resources. This fruit bush has literally 3 lemons left on it. Yeah, what an interesting, fun strategy, fun attempt to quickly end the game and get the GG by Temo. But what resilience out of our Teutonic blue player. He just said, you know what, take the base. I like the idea of a base switch. So he built his town center. That town center here immediately came under attack by Temo's town center. The problem for Temo is if he was in castle, he could sustain multiple town center builds, but because he's in feudal, to build another town center. So for example, if he had wanted to go after this one, he would have to delete this one, which is a whole bunch of resources wasted for rolling the dice on whether or not you can attack into a Teutonic town center, which, like I said, look at the bottom left of your screen, can garrison 25 units to your 10, or your 15 rather, at this stage. So as I said, Teutonic town centers, their towers are next level. Amazing resilience here by El Matador. Very much earned the W in this game. Temo, I like what he did. I love it. Very cheeky. I always like to see, thinking outside the box. And as I said in the beginning, the Sicilians, really, their economy is quite powerful by virtue of how fast did this town center build. I literally couldn't even finish my sentence, and it was already constructed at twice the speed of a normal town center. I love the laming of the archery range. Basically makes it useless. But our blue Teutonic player said, I don't care. He, I think, at one point also had about 15 or so villagers on wood. Built himself a whole bunch of structures. Look at this, 3 archers in here. Now that he's in castle, they're definitely going to get upgraded to crossbows. Second town center going down. He was going to boom like crazy. Does he have a stable? Let's see if he has a stable. No, a random barracks here for our red Sicilian. I mean, what? Okay. I'm sure there was some logic behind this. Maybe he built it on the way to building the mining camp. I don't see a stable for our blue Teutonic player, but literally all of this, everything you see on your screen right now, 18 villagers, 7 skirmishers, and a scout cav, 3 knights are erasing all this. Maybe 4. 3, let's say 3 to 5. I'm revising my estimate. 3 to 5 knights. And this is all done. And red is completely gutted. Red is completely dead. He's got nothing except a few miners on the outskirts of the map. For some reason, mining gold. Much better served, I think, with going for food. But yeah, he is incredibly far behind. Good decision to GG. Yeah, I love his attack. I love the defense. And this is just one of those quirky, fun Age of Empires games that really make me love the game even more. I love to see Civ attributes coming into play. I love seeing crazy out-of-the-box games. Some games are very standard, action-packed. There's a lot going on. This one, there wasn't much going on militarily in terms of armies massing and attacking each other, but my God, was there a lot going on in terms of villagers and just, I mean, look at the map. I'm going to zoom out. Look at just some, imagine you're the player here. You're either blue, you're red, it doesn't matter. How comfortable are you with your structures being splashed out all over the map? Right? I mean, most of us, when we play Age of Empires, we like to do this. Something like this. We like to put the structures next to each other. We wall off with them. We clump them. It's a game that really lends itself by virtue of having like a chessboard grid of tiles and squares to those kinds of patterns, clumps of buildings. you have to be really comfortable with your hotkey management to be able to spread out your base across not only parts of the map, but almost the entire map. So, like I said, great offensive by Temo, great and even better defense by El Matador, who takes the W. And what a fun game to watch. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.